Hey guys, Judy Moore here. You know I enjoy making dog-to-dog videos and showing you how to introduce dogs appropriately, allowing the dogs to choose whether they want to be friends or not. In this video, I'm introducing my 5-year-old German Shepherd to a 2-year-old female Cane Corso. In the first minute and a half of this video, I want you to notice the paw raise. Each time she orients to him, showing engagement, she's curious about him, she's very thoughtful, she does this little paw raise. Paw raises can mean many things. In her case, she's saying, I'm a little unsure and I don't want to argue. There's nothing about her body language that says, I'm going to be aggressive to you or I'm going to be mean to you. She's actually quite social. She looks at him and she blinks and she looks away and she comes back, showing, yeah, I'm in my thinking brain. I'm not highly aroused. The second thing I want you to see, each time her owner calls her way, you're going to notice more and more flexion in her body. She gets bouncy each time she is called away, which is a good sign that she's loosening up a little bit and that she's engaged in this interaction. So I hope you learned something from it. If you do, give it a like. Thanks.
One of the first things you're going to notice here when this Cane Corso sees my dog Drake, and it's a little blurry there because I cropped it in, notice that her tail is down, her tail's tucked down, but she's got this really big exaggerated paw raise on the front left. Here again, when she comes around, she's looking at him like, who are you and should I be worried? And she's just gathering information. You can see the German Shepherd's engaged. She comes around here after her owner calls her away. She comes back, and when she stops frontal, she takes a few steps forward to get closer, and again, she raises the paw, and he says, hey, I'm not going to hurt you. Just relax. But that paw raise is saying that she doesn't have the same confidence that he has. Her social confidence in greeting dogs is a little low. So that just means that she's a little unsure. Doesn't mean that she's going to attack or bite. Look how calm and thoughtful she is. Drake's enjoying this interaction. He's wagging his big tail and saying, hey. As she comes back here this next time, she offers a nice, thoughtful sit. This is showing a little bit more social confidence. And then as you watch her nose, she looks away and she comes back to him. And she looks away a second time and she comes back to him. Each time she looks away, it just shows flexion in her body. And then she hops up and she wants to come see him. We're unable to see if her tail is wagging. Her owner said it was wiggling, which is a great sign. So there's a paw raise again. And each time he calls her, look at the flexion in the front and back legs. There's a really big shake off there. But she was clearly getting looser and looser. And so as we stopped here, and I said, let's just rub them a little bit and just let them kind of stare at each other. Drake's flirting with her. He's still engaged. She steps forward and says, I want to meet you. And he's just giving her some time. She's putting off a lot of pressure there, frontal, but she has not had a lot of socialization experience. But look at her mouth. Open mouth, flexion there, moving away. Open mouth, little bit of wiggle of the tail, and we call him away. At this point here, I said, why don't you bring her out and let her have a sniff? I'm feeding Drake some treats. He's very tolerant for other dogs sniffing him. If a dog is tolerant of being sniffed, that shows that they're socially competent. So here she sits down again, and he's just taking his time. I don't want to force the issue. Each time we call them away, they take a little break, a little sniffer break, and then we come back. Right here, she's got her mouth open. She's sniffing. She's pulling a little bit to get to him. And I said, well, let's just parallel walk for a little bit. So parallel walk, Drake says, I like you. She immediately comes in and puts her paw up. But then look, she does a paw raise. Sorry, that was rude. Paw raise, don't hurt me. I just want to get in your space. I called Drake away. He was looking a little nervous. I said, Drake, do you want to go back and meet her again? He says, well, she's got a lot of pressure here. She comes up and sits and says, I want to be in his space. So Drake goes around to sniff her. I slow him down a little bit. She gives him a little silly paw push, but her tail's wigging. She starts to dance around. And look at this lovely flexion here. What a lovely sign of, I am really playful. I just want to play. She has what I call a close use of space, meaning she comes in and she makes hard physical contact. There's nothing aggressive about it. It is just unique to this dog. Look at that again. Look at that goofy flexion. If your dog does that kind of goofy body language, there is no aggression there. This was unfortunate here. Drake goes over to roll in the grass. And this dog may only be one. I may be wrong. She may be a 1-year-old. Right there, as Drake's rolling, she puts a paw right down in his privates, and he gets quite offended by that. Well, now we have to encourage a little bit of play because Drake needs to recover from the fact that she just reprimanded him between the paws. So she's working very hard here. Drake's trying to engage with me because it's a little bit safer. He's unsure since she reprimanded him. And he's wanting to engage with me as we do. And she's going, chase me, I love you. She's trying to flirt with him the best she knows how. She's got the zoomies. Drake then begins to chase her, and we have some goofy play around. My heart gets so warm when I see a dog like this who hasn't had an opportunity to socialize with her own kind, and I can meet her social needs. She definitely has a close use of space. She puts her paws on him. He's very tolerant. Owners understand that if she does that to the wrong dog, she might get a reprimand. But Drake grabs a stick and runs around. She finally lays down, just looking at him with his loving eyes. And they lay there for a while in the grass, just being together. Make sure that when you're introducing two unfamiliar dogs that you go slow, you watch both dogs' body language and make sure both dogs want to engage. To see more videos explaining dog behavior, be sure and subscribe to my channel.